President Tinubu has revealed, according to the headline, says Tinubu's move against terrorism. Perhaps nothing best captures President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's inheritance of the toxic space called Nigeria from former President Muhammadu Buhari, then the mess in the security and economic spheres. With a naira swap policy that left much poorer and an energy insufficiency on the one and Boko Haram terrorists in the northeast, the bandits of the northwest and Niger State, the herders farmers clashes of Benue, and the Plateau, and also criminality in Kogi and Nasarawa states in north central. The IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra separatists of the southeast, the crude oil thieves, theft of the south, and the ritual killings for fame and money in the southwest in all area. On the other hand, Nigeria appears to be a country in the throes of economic and security doom. Whereas farming activities are hampered by the terrorists creating food security challenges, the IPOB separatists of the southeast are destroying the economy of that region with its illegal mandated sit-at-home Mondays, and the crude oil thieves of the Niger Delta continue to reduce Nigeria's production output, thereby reducing foreign exchange earnings. Tinubu's work is laid bare before him, doom looms. Undaunted, however, President Tinubu, this report will reveal, is set to confront the symbiotic challenges of the economy and security with a multi-pronged approach that is expected to create a secure environment which will drive economic growth and also ensure political stability. This report is a painstaking treatise on how Nigeria got to these points and what President Tinubu plans to do to salvage the situation. July 2014, nothing best captures the shambolic security situation in Nigeria today than the lack of trust in fighting and also activities of fifth columnists within the security sector, leading to the gruesome killing of one Major Timothy Fambia 9 years ago. His story is known to some top military commanders of that era because the operation in which he took part was both tragic and also strategic and very sensitive. Fambia is a native of Goza in Yobe State. Intel extracted from and some made available by detained members of Boko Haram, members of the Jamaat al-Sunnah, leader Hawati wal Jihad. Western education is prohibited, which they mean is evil. Suggested that their leader at that time, the now late Abu Bakr Shekau, was hiding somewhere around the hills of Goza. Top military commanders brainstormed, and after hours of thinking how to approach the battle, an action plan was hatched. But because of the hilly nature of some parts of Goza and the need to be very dexterous in prosecuting the operation, someone with a good knowledge of the area and also the area needed to be part of or lead the operation. Enter Major Fambia, a young man who was on a course at Nigeria's Command and Staff College, Jaji, in faraway Kaduna. Words got to him that Shekau may be hiding around the hills of Goza, but the top commanders were hamstrung in proceeding. According to a general who was in the know at that time, that was how Fambia came into the picture. because he was very familiar with the topography of this town, because he was familiar with that town. Well, Fambia, because he was familiar with the topography of this town, he volunteered to be part of the operation. The idea was to capture Shekau alive, but unfortunately, as in some of our operations, we believe some people from within, even among the officer corps, they may have leaked information and also leak it to the terrorists. Mind you, it was from this battle that the story of Shekau's rumored killing in 2014 filtered out. The source charged that we suspect that Major Fambia may have been killed by one of his men because he was shot in the head from behind, though we have no concrete proof of that. The incident raised the question as to how the terrorists have been able to infiltrate the military, because of some people who seem to share the ideological slant. It also raised the issue of trust. All this happened in July 2014. Fast forward to 2022, 2023, famed for his military prowess and stature as a disengaged general of the Nigerian army, as well as being a former military leader. Muhammadu Buhari campaigned on the promise to end insurgency and return normalcy to the security space in 2015. Nigerians believed him. Unfortunately, the aftermath of Buhari's 8-year rule presents a poisoned security space and an economy bleeding on all fronts, with its attendant cyclically misfortunes for the masses in the area of security, whereas there were flashes of successes recorded in dealing with terrorists and separatists. Nigeria is worse today than Buhari met it in 2015. Beyond all doubt, the Boko Haram group concerned to the northeast in 2015. Other deadlier forms of terrorism emerged under Buhari's watch. Bandits sprang up in the northwest, Nasarawa, and Niger states. Criminal headers ran rampage across a swath of farmlands, killing and forcing residents to flee their ancestral homes and their farmlands. Indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, waxed stronger in their daily activities, according to news, even creating an instant security network, ESN, which waged war against the state and its fellow Igbos, considered agents of the federal government of Nigeria. A crude oil theft assumed a new life of its own and became a very thriving business, such that stolen crude accounted for more output than Nigeria's production quota. From the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, one of the world's revelations of ineptitude on the Buhari's watch in the bleeding crude space was the story of the 3 million barrel capacity empty heroic IDUN. Well, this is where we're going to draw the curtain. You can share your views and don't forget to subscribe to our channel at Independent TV 7. Thanks for listening and God bless you.